It was a house like any other, nestled deep in the heart of the woods, far from the prying eyes of the town's inhabitants, the kind of place that felt a little too still, where the shadows seemed to stretch a little longer and the wind howled a little louder. The kitchen was the heart of the home, a place where warmth and comfort should have reigned supreme. But in this house, it was different. Something in the air felt wrong, like a bitter chill that seeped into the bones. The stove, an ancient iron beast, stood at the center, its blackened surface scarred with use, and its presence seemed to dominate the room. It was said that the stove had been there since the house was built, passed down through generations, each owner adding their own touch, their own stories. The cupboards were filled with old, worn pots and pans, each one bearing the marks of meals long forgotten. The floor was a patchwork of cracked tiles, their patterns faded and worn by years of footsteps, some heavy, some light, but all leaving their mark. At night, the kitchen came alive in ways no one could explain. The creak of the floorboards, the soft clink of metal, and the unmistakable scent of something burning, something rotten, would fill the air. People who dared to enter after dark would swear they felt a presence watching them, a pair of eyes following their every move, though nothing was ever seen. They spoke of cold drafts that swept through the room, extinguishing candles and chilling them to the bone. The stove, once a source of warmth and comfort, now seemed to breathe with a life of its own. Its door would creak open slowly, and a blast of icy air would escape, as if the very heat had been sucked from the room. It wasn't long before the stories began to spread through the town. Whispers of a cursed kitchen, a place where the dead walked among the living, and where those who lingered too long were never seen again. The last family to live in the house had been a quiet one, keeping to themselves, and rarely seen in town. They were an odd bunch, the kind that made you think twice before knocking on their door. But one day, they were gone, leaving the house to stand empty, the kitchen untouched, as if frozen in time, and so it remained, a relic of a darker past, where shadows danced on the walls, and the wind whispered secrets in the night. The house still stands today, though few dare to approach it. Those who do speak of a feeling, a heaviness in the air that presses down on your chest and makes it hard to breathe. Some say it's the souls of those lost to the kitchen, trapped in a place where time stands still. Others believe it's something darker, something that feeds on fear and despair, waiting for the next unlucky soul to cross its threshold. But whatever it is, one thing is certain: once you've felt its presence, you'll never forget it. The kitchen, with its cold, lifeless stove and its silent, watching eyes, will haunt you long after you've left, a shadow on your soul that can never be erased.